you're new, hello, my name is Sarah. I'm a performer, choreographer, and once a month, but it's not been the last few months, the first Monday of every month, I always invite other artists onto my channel to talk about them, because obviously I spend a lot of time talking about myself. But you know, it's all important. Is it though? Is it really important? Why did I say that? I don't know. But tonight I've got two wonderful and very different artists to speak to us today. We've got Andrew Dunphy, who has been on before. He's our master weaver, but he's also a photographer. And I've known him from back in the day from being lighting designer. So he's here again, and I cannot wait to speak to him again and see what he's been up to over the past year, because this is part of Blancmas, aka Vlogmas. And we are counting down to the end of the year, which is very exciting. Can you believe 2021 is nearly over? I cannot get my head around it at all. But we've got Andrew coming up. And then we've got my very long-term collaborator, friend, buddy, Neil Hainsworth, who is like, I would say, a triple threat would have been advertising him. He's actually like what's a 10-person threat? He's like a multi-faceted facet of the art world. Do you like that, Neil? Is that a good one? Multifaceted facet of the art world. And you can take that from me. So talented at so many different things. So if you, and there's a few people joining now, if you've got more people come in, just ask some questions. I might just put that into the chat. Ask questions if you want. Ask any questions as they come up. You know how it goes here on the Sarah Blanc channel. Ask all the questions, lots of interesting things to talk about. All right, Andrew, are you ready to come on? Wonderful. Here we go. And you're coming. And I've got to get used to this again. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm really good, thank you. So for those who missed you in the last live, which I will link down below, can you just tell us where you are right now, what you do? And that would be great. That's all you need to say, really. And your favorite color. Go on, go for it. Your favorite color. Let's be workshop about it.
Well, favorite color is royal purple.
Ooh, specific. Nice.
Yeah. That's the kind of, as you said, you know me as a lighting designer, so and I know I know at least 100 shades of blue. So if someone asks me for a scarf, it's kind of, what shade of green, what shade of blue, what shade of red. So
nice.
It's kind of like that's the lighting designer in me coming out. I kind of think with the weaving, it is, the lighting designer and element plays a large part in the colors I choose.
Right. Interesting.
So it's just me. I just like playing with color. So the way I look at it, I'm, as you said, I'm in Tramore in County Waterford in Ireland. I'm a 10-minute walk from a beach. So and it's kind of and I work from home. So
you work from home.
Yes.
And you're also a photographer.
Yes.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, I've done 12 exhibitions. So 3 solo.
Just 12 exhibitions, Andrew.
Yeah, just 12.
Just a few. And so let's talk about your weaving, because last time you were on, everyone was like, "Wow, whoa!" That's literally the reactions we had.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the reaction that the weaving got, which was great. So it's.
So you got some to show us. So you do weaving for Viking reenactments? Yes. Is that right? Is that the simple way of saying it?
It's the easy. That's exactly it. And this is one of the patterns I do.
Stunningly. Hold it up higher. Yes. So amazing. How long is that?
This one is about, I'd say about maybe, it's about 6 feet.
6 feet. And how long would that take you to do?
That one, about 8 hours. Because the first time I done this pattern took me 2 weeks, the very first time. But now I can do it in 8 hours at 6 feet. So,
Wow.
and like when we were talking off air, I was telling you about that. I was weaving with recycled bottles.
Yes.
This
Oh,
is it.
wow.
It's actually 100% recycled polyester, and the polyester is made out of recycled plastic bottles.
That is, I can't get my head around that.
That's one of the patterns I done. This is a bit more complicated.
Oh, wow. And so do you come up with the patterns? Oh, wow. Oh, and do you come up with the patterns yourself, or are you copying some kind of ancient?
Yeah, the ones I've showed you they're all based on historic finds.
Right.
So with those, it is all historic finds that I do. So this is another one.
Ooh, the colors. Oh, I love that. It's
This
like
one
flames.
Yeah, it's actually called. There's two names on it: a double dragon, or the proper name is a Dublin dragon, because it was based on a find found in Dublin.
Oh, wow.
So
And where, I mean, people should know that we are from Waterford, which is the oldest city in Ireland.
Yes.
And it is a Viking city. Is that where your interest started from?
My interest actually started because a couple of friends of mine were involved in the reenactment group in Waterford, and I just came along as a photographer, and so it just kind of developed from there, as well as being the kind of club photographer. I got into the reenactment side of it. So, but I kind of came at it from the left field. So if we're at a reenactment gig, you're going to see me as a Persian spice trader. Yeah, that's the angle I came at it from.
So you're just at the side while they're all killing each other, fake killing each other, just going, spices, anybody?
Oh yeah, yeah, and I just call them peasants. So they become my bodyguards. So as well as those, I weave scarves as well. That I
what are
kind
you
of do
working
it.
on at the moment?
I'm working on a 28-inch wide by a 5-foot long kind of tartan that I made up myself.
Wow.
So this is one of the shorter scarves. This is about 4 foot. This one is actually kind of based on the colors of the Northern Lights.
Oh, wow.
And so
it is, I can't, yeah, I mean, obviously you make the patterns, just glow on the patterns, but just even looking at that, I've only ever seen those kind of like blankets or scarves like in, well, I've never seen any of those scarves in shops, but those blankets like in shops and stuff, and you never think, anyway, incredible.
Yeah, it's very in shops you wouldn't really find them handmade unless it was a specialist shop. They're all machine made, and this one is kind of a car blanket, a kind of a generic kind of Irish tartan.
An Irish tartan.
Yeah.
Love.
Nearly all Irish tartans are green.
Oh, facts. There you go.
Yeah,
One Ireland.
Like I said, I weave a lot of tartan. And then there's just this plain one, which is this 5 foot long, and it's 100% wool, and the wool was hand spun and hand dyed. A friend of mine actually gave it to me, gave me the wool. So yeah, and that was really nice to weave.
I bet. Oh, you feel the difference between the hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like anything else I showed you there, they're either a wool mix or acrylic. Like with acrylic, it's very stretchy, whereas with this 4-ply wool, it's not. It's just something about it just made it so easy to weave. The only trouble is I can't get any more of it.
Right.
So
well, I bet you that next year will speak to you and you'll be like, now I'm making wool.
No, I try. I try to do that. I just can't spin.
Okay.
So I'd rather pay someone else to do it.
Delegate.
Like with like with the loom. Since I was last talking to you, after getting a new loom, which is 32 inches wide, so it's twice the size of the one I had.
I mean, I'm going loom, nice. I'm like, I don't know what a loom looks like. I'll be Googling that. I'm assuming that's the things go underneath, the weaving thing.
Yeah, it's, I'll just grab something here. Right, this is how wide my new loom is. This is actually 32 inches wide. So, and literally all you do is just lift it up and down, up and down. So there's 120 holes and slots going across it, and you thread each single hole and each single slot.
And just keep it going.
And then you have to tension it all up. And once you got that done, 3 hours later, you can actually start weaving. And then the actual weaving part is the quickest part. So, and then because all you're doing is to up and down, up and down. And amazing. So that's what I use for the scarves. And then for the kind of belts, the tablet weaving, wooden squares.
Oh, whoa. That's incredible.
And you just turn them forwards and back. So
amazing.
Yeah. So
Andrew,
basically,
you're a bloody talent, you are.
Oh yeah, and I do tapestry weaving as well. I have a tapestry loom.
We'll have to get you on again to talk about your tapestry weaving. But we're going to move on, get Neil in a second. But just before we go, I want to know, it's the end of the year. What's been your highlight of 2021? Doesn't have to be about work. It could be about anything.
That's actually a hard one. I think my niece getting my first 3 wall hangings from the tapestry loom. That was a highlight.
Lush. So,
yeah, there wouldn't have been any major big highlights, but kind of little kind of things, like getting a new loom, which is great, which I ordered at 1 o'clock in the morning with a couple of pints inside me.
And there's no other time to order a loom is when you're drunk.
Exactly.
That's what they say about you, Andrew. He's crazy when he comes out with the looms.
Yeah, and I'm going back into I'm doing a show next year, so
back to lighting.
Yeah, and it's outdoor.
Interesting. That's great.
Yeah, I'll tell you more about it in the new year.
Yeah, you'll have to defo come back and tell us all about it.
I'd love to.
I love that. Well, look, thank you so much. I'm going to take you out and bring Neil in.
Excellent.
Do stick around to say goodbye at the end.
I will indeed.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Andrew. Yes. Drunken looming buying. I mean, what else are you going to get on this channel? Nothing more better than that. Unless Neil tops that. We'll have to get something he's bought when he's been drinking, if he drinks. I don't even know he drinks. All right, Neil, I'm going to bring you in. Thumbs up. You all good? In we come. If you are watching, please do ask questions. Hello, Neil.
Hello. Woo! Merry Blancmas.
Merry Blancmas.
I was waiting in the wings there, dying for a wee. Do you know, like when you're about to go on stage and you're like busting for like you don't need a wee all day, and then you're about to go on stage and then you're absolutely either that or a poo. See, I've
Yeah.
been on 17 seconds and I've already said wee and poo.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I love a
That's what
wee.
you
I love
get.
a poo. Yeah, that happens to me all the time. And like you swear you need it, then you make them wait for you, and then you go, and it's just like a trickle.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's phantom
nothing.
wee.
It's a phantom wee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it
I
is.
get that too.
Phantom
So
wees.
empathy
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
I was going to check my computer here. Has just gone a little bit. Oh, there we go. She's fine. Thought things were going a bit wild, but they're not. They're all fine. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So happy to be here with you both. Can you tell people? So you've not been on Chatting Beep with artists. Can you
No.
tell us where you are, who you are, and your favorite color?
Well, favorite color is easy. That's green. But
Oh no,
yeah.
yes.
No.
Sorry, I was about to say like Andrew, but no, Andrew was royal purple.
Yeah.
But green was the Irish tartan. Sorry. Anyway,
Yeah.
carry on.
Okay. I'm Neil. I'm living in Belfast. I'm originally from Middlesbrough, Northeast England, and we met at the place. I was training there doing my degree, and then you swanned in and owned the place.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah has arrived.
Sarah has arrived. Yeah, we
So
back so many years ago.
Yeah, that was 2008 or something like that.
We graduated 2008. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was a dancer, or I'm a dancer. Do you ever not be a dancer?
We're always dancers, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's I think it's like you sign up for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I did lots of dancing. Still do bits of dancing, but I do a lot of design work and development work, so like websites and WordPress. And my latest shindig is filming, making films, dance films, circus films, films,
Blockbuster films.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, you and my website, you do my website. You've been doing my website since I had a website in like 2013.
Yeah, I've got. It's so funny because I think yours is the most redesigned website I've ever done, because I did about 17 iterations of it before we actually settled on something. That wasn't you being a demanding client. That was me going, oh, let's do it like this. No, let's do it like this. No, let's do it like this. And then you're all game. You're like, yeah, do it.
Go for it. You know, it was really cool. But honestly, at least like every 2 months, someone says, Sarah, your website's amazing.
Yeah, it's very Sarah.
You what?
It's very Sarah.
It's very Sarah. Yeah, yeah, that's what's so good about it, is that you really captured what I need to say to represent myself. Because you know, being a multifaceted facet in the arts world, it's very hard to be able to say who you are when you do lots of different things. So I think you really captured it well. We do need to update the main photos though, because she is 8 years older now.
Yeah, she needs a lick of paint.
She needs a lick of paint and now a bit of trolls filled in.
Yeah.
You know, but it's fine. But thank you for coming on today, because Neil was doing some work on the website today, and I was like, Neil, you don't fancy coming on and speaking with Andrew and myself? And you're like, sure, yeah.
I know. Andrew's a man after my own heart. I want to be him when I grow up. Because I do it. Now I'm getting into like photography, and he's a lighting designer. You talked about like 2 a.m. drunken purchases. I bought like £1,000 light the other day. A light for £1,000? That's ridiculous. My mum's on here listening to me. She'd be ashamed of me spending £1,000 on a light.
But you make films now. You need a good light.
Yeah, I need a good light. Yeah, I don't know how to use it. I'm all gear, no idea.
I'm sure Andrew can probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down and get some tips. So when you plug it in, then what happens?
That's what I do. I feel that's what I'm like with you on my website. I'm always like, Neil, I can't get in. What's my password again? How many times have I asked you for the password to the back of my website? It's actually shocking. But I'm an artist.
And how'd you log in? Yeah, it's not always your fault. I think WordPress is a very hard thing to get used to. Although it's getting better, things are changing.
Yeah, I'm going to sneeze 1 second. Keep people entertained. Oh. Fantastic. Nice. Yeah. It's beautiful.
That was worth it.
So tell me about this filmmaking you're doing recently.
Yeah, so like a couple of years ago, my friend and circus performer Ken asked me to. I've always like played with film and done vlogs, and not YouTube vlogs, but like when we were training or going on tour, I'd always film it and record it and edit it together for some reason. And then a couple of years ago, my friend asked me to do some camera work on a feature-length film that was called The Bathroom. So we did this feature-length, and it was going to take a couple of weeks to do it. It took 1.5 years to make it.
Yeah,
and it was about
length. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was brutal. But it was set, there was like a pandemic, and it was set in a bathroom. So the whole circus film was taking place in a tiny East Belfast bathroom. And this was before any COVID hit it. So then we go to this premiere, we launched this pandemic film, and then a few months later, the pandemic hit. So we were like foreshadowed the pandemic, I'm afraid. Oh, and then I kind of got the bug for it. And then we recently did a film which is on the BBC iPlayer, called Parenting Pandemic Pandemonium, which is a writer, Shannon Yee, who's based in Belfast, and we worked with Eileen McClurry, who you know.
Yes, Eileen.
And Paula O'Reilly, and it was a film about parenting in the pandemic, a dance film based around that. So you can go watch that on the BBC iPlayer.
I'll put a link down below. I'm a Paula O'Reilly fan. I don't know her.
Oh, she's brilliant.
I'm a fan. Anything she's in, I'm like, okay, I'm watching.
Oh, she's one of the greatest clowns ever.
Yeah, she's a person out of my own heart. I'm like, yes, my kind of person. Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
And I want to know also about what else have you been up to? You've fallen in love.
I have fallen in love. Yeah. With an American, which is not like me.
You don't pick the hard life of love at all. But just lives in America, does she?
No, the difference being she lives in Northern Ireland, so that's a game changer.
In Belfast.
Yeah, in Belfast.
Oh, and the same city. Whoa.
In the same city.
Neil, are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I was slightly disappointed when she was, oh, she's American. That's great. Oh, she lives in Belfast. Oh, well, I'll go on a date and see how it goes.
How did you meet?
Bumble. Yeah. And which surprises me because I was terrible at the whole Tinder Bumble thing. I only did it for a little while. Thank goodness.
Well, that's all you needed to do. You only need to meet that one person, or if you're into more than one, that's fine. But if you want just one, it's also all you need.
Yeah.
It is. So Bumble, I don't know if Bumble's over in Ireland, but Bumble is a dating app. But the premise is that the female has to initiate the conversation. So if a guy likes you, they can't contact you until you get contacted. What did you say?
Send you solicited pictures of themselves.
Can't send you solicited pictures without you saying yes, go for it.
Yeah, and I can't remember if this is right, but you have to message within like 24 hours. So I remember when I was on like Tinder, and like you would just match with all these people, and then you would never talk to any of them. Well, I wouldn't anyway, because I'd be too terrified. So it kind of, you get going quickly, and it's great. And then we met up like with like a day or two after that, and then we were off Bumble. Thankfully.
Tinder Bumble was all after I met. They all came after.
Yeah. Oh, you did well. You did well.
I did.
Dodged a bullet there.
I dodged a bullet I don't know, but I really liked online dating. I
Oh
mean, I
yeah?
made a show about it. I really enjoyed it.
Maybe it's just maybe it's a personality thing. I was terrible at it. It's that self-promotion thing.
I mean, I was terrible at it. I only ever got one dates and sometimes half dates. So people would walk out of, like, once I got stood up, one person went to the toilet and didn't come back.
Oh my God, shame on them.
But I still went back for more. Yeah.
If they could see you now running
if they could see me
Blancmas.
now, with 6 people watching us on YouTube.
I could have had Blancmas all year round.
And that's my current partner. Did you hear me? My husband.
Yeah. For now.
He's not in the room. Yes, my husband for now. Husband number one. As he's actually here. So what are you working on next? What's happening now? Or you don't have to talk about work if you don't want to. I'm talking about work with you.
No. Well, right now I just want to make dance films. So if there's any dancers out there, hook me up, because I just want to make really high quality, because I feel like the dance film genre, like that art, could be pushed forward a lot more. So that's what I want to try and do, is like create like strong narrative based dance films. Like you see a lot of other art forms where they have like a strong narrative, and I was like to do that with dance films, because dance is often abstract or so I would quite like to push stories with it, and film can really help that, because you can edit like a passage of time. When you're on the stage, like time works in real time, but in a film you can speed up time, slow down time, and all that type of stuff, and you can, like infer something really easily, or just with some lighting or some place that you're studying. Are you in an alleyway? Are you in a grand house? Like that can infer lots of meaning really easily with film. So I would quite like to push narrative dance film. That's 2022. That's what I'll be doing.
Let's go 2022. All right, cool. I will keep my ears and feelers out if I hear of anybody wanting to work.
If any dancers are into performing dance film, because it's not easy making films. It's like tech day in a theater. It's really slow. It takes forever to set up shots, so it's not as instant gratification making it. So it takes a certain type of performer who can just switch it on in the moment.
Switch it on, off we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I know someone who can do that.
I do too.
Myself. No, Neil, I meant me.
What are you doing for Christmas?
Oh, I'm going home to Ireland.
Yes.
I'm going home for 3 weeks.
That's awesome. And you're off for those 3 weeks?
Well, hopefully. I'm going to try my best.
Admin.
Yeah, I'm going to try, and at least up until after the new year. And then I might have to dabble back in. But at the moment, yes.
Good for you.
Yeah. And for those who know where I live, don't worry, there's people in our house the whole time. Just in case. I don't know. I could have a stalker. Who knows?
Don't try any Home Alone stuff.
Don't try any Home Alone stuff. Yes. Lovely. Why do I even worry about that kind of stuff? I don't know, because you just got to be careful of online safety. I keep getting those emails from people saying, you better pay me all this money or else I'm going to send people that pictures of you doing stuff. I'm like, you are fake. Well, actually, somebody today sent me a really scary email. I hate when people do that. Trying to scare you anyway. We're into internet scamming now.
Yeah, I get those emails as well, like saying that they've caught me doing stuff, and I'm like, I'm so boring. I'm calling your bluff right now. I definitely know that you don't have anything on me, because I'm so boring. You've got nothing. I'm just like insistently confident that you've got nothing on me.
Do you reply back to them? No. Okay, fine.
Block.
I block. Phishing scam.
Yeah. Block. Yeah, I'm going to Colorado for Christmas.
Oh yes, sorry, I was just about to ask. Colorado. Oh my God, that's gonna be so snowy.
Yeah, Yeah, the only thing I'm scared of is bears.
Bears?
I have a phobia of bears. I like them, but from a distance, like thousands of miles distance, or if they're on TV, even then they get me.
And where did this phobia of bears come from? I suppose it's like my phobia of rats. But phobia of rats is quite real because rats are everywhere in London. But where did your phobia of bears come from?
Yeah, they're just the scariest because for me, they're just like, because if you're in America, there could be a mountain lion they live there. And I think we like in Ireland or in England, there's not really maybe an aggressive badger could get you or something, but there's not really too much that could harm you.
Yeah.
But,
a scratch on the leg from a badger.
Yeah, or a TB if you haven't had your jab. But yeah, I think I watched that documentary Grizzly Man, and I was just like, the only reason that man's not dead is because the bears decided not to eat him. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
And that scares me. With a shark, he could just not go in the water. I could just do that. But when you're hiking in the beautiful mountains,
you're going to be hiking. Okay, well there you go. Just don't go hiking then.
But you're in Colorado. When in Rome,
you're going to have to. And is it the first time meeting the family?
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Which you were terrified, the in-laws or the bears?
The in-laws, to be fair to them, seem lovely, so I would have to say the bears. But you know me, I don't make a good first impression.
Yes, you do. Yeah, well, as long as you maybe don't wear your underpants like you're doing with some of your the stage work, early stage work that you did.
Oh yeah.
Clothes on, maybe.
Clothes on. Yeah, I have done a few non-underpants shows as well.
Oh, well, maybe don't share that. Maybe.
Yeah, you can find that on YouTube if you. That'll be enough.
I'm going to bring Andrew in. Here we go,
Bring
Andrew.
him on.
Okay.
Here we go. Look at this.
Andrew.
How are you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing good. I was just enjoying the conversation there.
Settling in. Sorry, I didn't even get you to do a thumbs up first. I just went, I'll bring you in. Sorry, that's like rude of me.
I want a scarf, Andrew. Give me a scarf. How much is a scarf sent me back?
What length?
The length. This you can't see on this camera. This more than this. One that'll wrap around my neck.
Right, I have a 4-foot one, which is €50, and
bargain.
like all the stuff I do are all one-offs. Everything I do. So let's say this 4-foot one here, the one based on the Northern Lights.
I love that one.
All right, that one, I'll put your name on the pattern. All right, so the only other time I will repeat that is if you ask me to do it.
Wow.
I've been
waiting. Andrew, I'm asking you to do it.
Grant. Sarah.
Yeah?
You said you were coming home for Christmas. We have to meet up.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. That'd be really nice. We should definitely do that. I was going to say, we got a comment from Tom Ninja Monkey Brain, who's telling Niels to take his clothes off.
Show me the money.
And I thought I had a checkered past.
But we definitely should meet up, Andrew. That'd be really nice.
Yeah,
definitely. My first time home in 2 years as well.
Wow.
So it's gonna be a big one.
I hadn't been home to Middlesbrough until recently. How
was that?
Probably the same amount of time. It was good. Like someone I was staying with got COVID straight away, so we had to like all isolate straight away. And I was just like, just got back, and now I have to like isolate. Luckily, I dodged it, so all good.
Thank goodness. Thank God. Yeah, I'm just because now obviously to enter Ireland, we've got to do PCRs, and to leave, it's going to get quite tricky to get home. But we're going to do it. We're going to get home. I just need to get home, not get COVID, and get home. And I've been very lucky so far. But yes, Neil, I never asked you, what's one highlight of 2021?
Good one. I would say getting like my mojo for like making art again. But I think because like since I graduated, you just constantly making art, and it's the next thing, the next funding application, next thing. And then like when the first lockdown hit, I couldn't do anything. Like all my work got cancelled, even signed contracts, like they got cancelled. And I was just like, I can't do anything but play Animal Crossing for 10 hours a day for 2 weeks in my living room, which was amazing. Like loved every second of it. But then you're like forced to do nothing, like literally like forced to do nothing. And that was, it was a little bit of friction at first, but then you really get into it. And then you get so bored. Boredom, I realized boredom's so valuable to like not like stimulate yourself so much that you can never be bored, because then your brain doesn't wander or start inventing stuff to do. And I think that's what happened to me. And I started going, oh, I want to make this, I want to make that, and I started like learning all these different things like camera work and lighting and all these fun stuff. Editing
Takes forever. Did you pick up anything new in lockdown, Andrew?
I taught myself how to do a couple of different styles of weaving, and to kind of take a different approach to my studio work, the photography. Like I was meant to be doing a shoot for Halloween, like in a ruined church. All right, so but between one thing and the other, it never happened. So, but I'm still going to do that shoot, and the model I use she's the only model I use for any of my work that isn't landscape or still life. She's the only model I use, and I've been working with her now for, it must be, I'd say about maybe 6-7 years now at this stage. And she's an actress as well, so I kind of have to. And the great thing is, the show I'm doing next year, I'm working with her. She's actually in the show, which will be great. I get to work with her again.
I know it's a later. Everybody back week later. Fine. Love it. Oh. Well, look, I've kept you for quite a long time now. I thought this would be a nice little short one, but it's not. It's been like 40 minutes. Thank you both so much for coming on tonight.
Always a pleasure.
Appreciate it. And have a lovely, lovely Christmas. Have a lovely, lovely New Year. And yes, thank you so much. Goodbye. And by the way, if anyone's here, please subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because life needs a subscription. Down below. We're nearly getting to the whole 1,000, kind of, just 100 and more people to go, kind of. Goodbye.